the Viberg Shoemaker German Army trainer. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. In today's video, I'm incredibly excited to be talking about these incredible German Army trainers that were given to me by my buddy Mark to review, to get on camera. And before I do so, I would like to set the record straight. I recently had a real boot talk with Sandeep, and the entire interview, I kept calling their brand Blackbeard. But no, it's Blackbeard. I have too many brands floating around in my head, and when I see this, I for some reason, he had a beard, I had a beard, just beards were just in my mind, and I just couldn't quit calling it Blackbeard. But it's not Blackbeard, it's Blackbeard. Though Blackbeard is a really cool name for a brand. I mean, beards are manly, boots are manly, so both names were cool. Sandeep was a good sport about it. So anyways, very cool shoehorn that came with these sneakers. It says Viberg Shoemaker on the back, and I believe this is going to be a genuine boar tusk and or bone. I'm not sure, but it looks real. It doesn't look to be plastic to me. That is super cool, and it's laced off with a rawhide lace there. Really neat design. All right, so let's get a look at these bad boys. Nice boot bags. Wow. And so my buddy Mark, he actually customized these. So you won't find these on the Blackbeard website, but these are made in teak waxed mohawk, and I think he absolutely nailed the coloration in these. They look truly army worthy. We've got beautiful olive suede and this beautiful teak mohawk here.
Dad, she's kicking you. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, down.
So yeah, I'm not always a sneaker guy, but I do entertain sneakers, and this is one hell of a sneaker. If I was going to get a sneaker, it'd definitely be made out of Charles F. Stead, suede, and mohawk, and rambler. Yeah, gnarly veining throughout the body of these, and you see that poking through here on the vamp as well. And then this olive suede for the contrasting lines is just a beautiful harmony of colors. When you combine that with this also like olive brown colored rubber gum outsole, I believe, and it appears to be stitched in really well too. So this is a really well made sneaker. It's got a lot of good padding on the inside, fully lined. They look super cozy. And so let's read a little bit about the Viberg Shoemaker. They call this the Martin. It's the German Army trainer. They have one on their site that you can buy now. It's white and beige suede. The German Army trainer is one of the most classic sneaker silhouettes, designed during World War II for the German Army soldiers as a training shoe. The Martin is a replica version, yet original Blackbeard design with a more modern sole profile and material choices. These can be perfectly paired with denim of any color, and so this is built on their Porsche last. We've got a round sneaker toe profile. It's cemented with sidewall stitch construction to enhance sole bonding. We've got full grain suede, full leather lining, abrasion resistant, rubber cup sole with sidewall stitch to enhance the sole bond. I like this model too because it's not a low top sneaker. This is a high top sneaker. So ground to the top, we've got 5.5 inches roughly. So almost as tall as a 6-inch boot. And so let me read a little bit. This is according to grailed.com. There's this big long write-up that they did. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the history of the Army Trainer is very interesting. They say no silhouette is more emblematic of menswear's gradual acceptance of the sneaker than the German Army Trainer, a model which has long been a staple in the rotations of those in the know. It is a shoe with history and one which sparks contentious debate about its origins and the purest reincarnation of a decades-old classic. The German Army Trainer, otherwise known as GAT or GAT, as it's colloquially known, may be best known in fashion circles as one of Maison Margiela's best-known replica designs. The Margiela version is literally called the replica, but the silhouette's roots extend back to the 1970s, long before the Belgian designer was parading sneakers down runways. Traditionally, GATs feature white leather uppers and gum rubber soles, with gray or off-white suede detailing on the toe box, and the side panel featuring a small leather overlay. The German Army Trainer's roots lie with the German Army, though the exact origins are convoluted. In the late 1970s, the West German Army was seeking new training shoes for its soldiers, and given the sheer size of the standing force, it was a lucrative contract to be had. As a result, two of Germany's biggest sportswear and sneaker manufacturers set their sights on outfitting the Bundeswehr with Adidas and Puma. Adidas and Puma were famously founded by two feuding brothers, Adolf and Rudolf Dassler. In 1948, the former founded Adidas, short for Adi Dassler, while the latter launched Ruda, short for Rudolf Dassler, which would later come to be known as Puma. Before going their separate ways, Adolf and Rudolf ran Gebrüder Dassler Shoe Fabric, or in English, the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory, out of their hometown of Herzogenaurach, Germany. Germany. Perhaps the most memorable event from this era is that the Dasslers provided Jesse Owens with his spikes during his quadruple conquest of the 1936 Berlin Olympics, an event which bred more success for the brothers in the track world. During World War II, the brothers had developed important differences that were hindering their ability to run a single united company. In 1948, they went their separate ways. A few decades later, domestic competition between Adidas and Puma was at a fever pitch. Once the West German Army announced it was looking for shoe fit for its force, comprised of about 500,000 men and women. Official records from the Bundeswehr History Museum showed that the initial prototypes of what would eventually become the GAT were proposed by Puma. Strangely, Puma has no records of ever producing a training sneaker for the Bundeswehr, has even gone on record to state that the company was never involved in producing the shoe for the West German military. On the other hand, Adidas has openly acknowledged producing what would come to be known as the Bundeswehr Sportsschuhe in the 1980s and 90s, despite the fact that the Bundeswehr History Museum in Dresden has no records of the three stripes having been the purveyor of the force's training footwear. There's a plausible explanation that speaks to both the complex rivalry between Adidas and Puma and the appeal of the GAT's understated design. The original German Army Trainer, produced in the 80s, were still floating around vintage stores across Germany, bore a small but important resemblance to the track spikes donned by Jesse Owens in 1936. The detailing on Owens' shoes and that of the traditional German Army Trainer are similar. There is seen the presence of 2 strips, not 3 stripes, on the side panel. So it's possible that Rudolf and Adolf set out to fulfill the German Federal Army's call with similar blueprints and inspiration. So skipping ahead, the Maison Margiela replica is the best known iteration of the German Army Trainer, owning to its broad appeal as an elegant designer sneaker that is simple enough to be understood outside of the fashion conoscenti. While the GAT is not a Margiela creation, its popularity in recent years may be. The label's successes have pushed others to try their hands at reinventing the Bundeswehr-issued trainer. There are probably only a few people in the world who can enlighten us as to the true origins of the German Army Trainer, but there are many people who can speak to the shoe's ubiquity within menswear and its versatility. We may never know if Puma or Adidas gave us the first German Army Trainer, What we do know is that the shoe took on an added importance that has carried it from army surplus stores in Berlin to the likes of Barney's and Toto Caiello over 3 decades. In a sense, that is the greatness of the German army trainer. Its simplicity allows it to be both a blank canvas and a foundational sneaker for designer brands and mass market ones alike. That's a long article. I skipped over a lot of it, but I think I got the gist of it there. Very interesting. Sounds like the rivalry between Trader Joe's and Aldi's. 2 brothers decided they actually hated each other and went their separate ways. A story as old as time. A Cain and Abel story, if you will. But yeah, as with all things Blackbird, they nail all their designs. They're using all premium materials, and they are made in India. The good news is their company appears to be growing, getting more popular within our circle of Goodyear welted boot fiends, and so I'm happy to see that. So anyways, once again, I'll leave a link to the German Army Trainer by Blackbird in the description below, so go check those out if you are so interested. And of course, I'm always interested to hear your thoughts. Again, I'm not always a sneaker guy, though the closest thing that I come to a sneaker is I'm wearing my Wolf and Beard mock toes. I've been wearing them every day in this hot weather to the track. They're absolutely phenomenal shoes, so go check out some Ukrainian made shoes. I'll leave a link to Wolf and Beard in the description below as well. He has a shop on Etsy. Super cool guy. I really like that guy. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see y'all in my next video.